Max Verstappen is one hell of a driver, and the fact that he can adapt so easily to the car he is given to drive is something that not many drivers can say for themselves. At this point, Verstappen is probably the hottest prospect on the grid, and with him winning 2 championships this season, the future looks bright for the Netherlands. Does Red Bull have what it takes to keep a driver of his caliber, or could we see him driving for another team on the grid? Could we even see a plot twist with an early retirement, as Max has spoken about it in a recent interview? He gave an interesting insight as to what he plans to do in the future. Want to find out more? This video has all the answers. Verstappen has won his 2nd championship in 2022 in Suzuka with 4 races to spare, while Red Bull won the Constructors' Championship with 3 races to spare for the first time after 2013. It's evident that Red Bull has a very bright future ahead of them, and the fact that Verstappen asked the team to do this for at least 5 more years after he won the 2021 championship in Abu Dhabi on the team radio says enough about where Verstappen sees himself as a driver. Although many can speculate whether or not Verstappen deserved the 2021 championship, his maiden one, it's evident that Max had a very strong season and his form only decreased in a couple of GPs, which were the last ones. The decision in Abu Dhabi made on the last lap was rather a controversial one, but it was the right thing to do when you have such close racing. After winning his 2nd championship, many have started to make a case for Verstappen as to whether or not he has what it takes to pass drivers like Vettel, Schumacher or Hamilton in his future. If things go like this, Verstappen could win it all until the next regulations take place in 2026 and beyond. This would bore the sport, as the last thing we want to see is another Mercedes 2.0 situation from 2014 to 2020, but rest assured that this wouldn't bore Red Bull and their fans. Recently, Verstappen was asked about his future and what he planned to do with it. To the surprise of many, Verstappen's plans are to stop racing after the 35th year of his life. With this statement, he took a direct dig at many drivers on the grid, such as his fiercest rival from 2021, Hamilton and Alonso. At the age of 36, Hamilton is still racing, while Alonso is 41 years old and signed a deal with Aston Martin for 3 more years from 2023 to 2026, meaning that he'll be present on the grid until he is 45 years old. According to recent reports, Hamilton will continue his collaboration with Mercedes for at least 5 more years, meaning that he'll likely do the job that Schumacher did for the German team from 2010 to 2013, and that is to bring the team back on track. Many thought that the Briton would retire after being stripped of his 8th record-breaking championship last year in Abu Dhabi, but Hamilton posted a picture on Twitter with a caption, "I'm back," after being silent for a couple of months. According to Verstappen, this isn't something that he wants to chase in his life, and the number of championships or statistics doesn't really matter to him when it comes to whether or not he'll retire, adding, "It's not about the number of championships or whatever, it's also a quality of life. We are going to more races. I have a contract till 2028. I'll be 31, so I do think about if we are heading into this direction with more and more races, do I really want to continue this until I'm like 35? Probably not. Because there's so many more fun things as well I want to do outside of Formula 1, and I don't want to be traveling almost my whole year, being away from my family, friends. So I see myself doing this for a few more years, and of course definitely till the end of the contract. But then I'll definitely make my mind up. I really want to continue to live this lifestyle because it's very demanding. I like to be at home. I really love being at home. And being away so much, it's sometimes a bit painful. This is something that Vettel himself said, and the fact that the German is retiring after spending such a long time in the sport just goes to say that there are some more important things than racing. According to his video, Vettel is a racer. He is also a family member, and he does have a wife and kids whom he wants to spend his time with. F1 is a global sport, and the fact that the drivers are traveling everywhere so fast and without any time to look back and see what they're doing is truly challenging, and it's taking a toll on their mental health and their bodies. But according to Hamilton, he also felt like he wouldn't race past his 30s when he was at the age that Verstappen is now, and that is something that changes over time. We do think that Verstappen will race beyond his 35th year, but so far he hasn't been really interested in breaking any records or keeping count of what he has won up until this point. That is something that shows Verstappen's determination to be the best version of himself while also not caring what other people think. While many think this was a subtle dig at Hamilton, who seems to want to race until his 40s, others believe that Verstappen was just purely honest in saying that racing wouldn't be his priority once he reaches his 35th year of life. He is very close with his girlfriend, Kelly PK, and there could be some kids on the way anytime soon. With that being said, it's evident that Verstappen's focus could quickly switch to another place, such as his family. When it comes to Hamilton, Toto Wolff recently spoke and gave his verdict as to how many years Hamilton has left in his tank. When talking about this matter, Wolff said, "The advantage is we speak a lot together. Just last week, we sat down and he says, 'Look, I have another 5 years in me. How do you see that?' Over time, we have just grown together. We are totally transparent with each other. Lewis will be the first one to say, 'I can't do this anymore because I feel I haven't got the reactions anymore, or I've just lost fun doing it, and there is another generation growing up that is just very strong.'" Many rumors have circulated about whether Hamilton still feels in top shape and whether age is catching up with him faster than everyone else believes. This is why many people believe Ricciardo would be the ideal replacement for Hamilton if the Briton decides to retire after the 2023 season. Still, according to Hamilton, this isn't the case, and he'll likely dive into his 40s as a racer. As he said, "For me, I feel healthier than I've ever felt. I'm feeling fit, I love what I'm doing, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. My goal is to always be with Mercedes. I signed with them in 1997. I love that we have the long partnership we have. I feel like we are embarking on a lot of really positive things, not only in the sport but outside, and I think there's a lot to accomplish together. I want to be a part of that." With that being said, it's evident that Verstappen will be a very interesting prospect to watch for the remainder of his career. It will be very popular to see whether or not he'll keep his word and retire after the 35th year of his life, or whether he'll continue racing and go on until he is in his 40s. What do you think will happen with Verstappen and his future? Let us know in the comments below.